Welcome back to Straight Facts. It's Friday. The Premier League is back today. We've got transfer stories, terms agreed with Baleba to Man United. What's going to happen? The boys are debating it. Isak to Liverpool. Are we going to get a breakthrough today now that Wissa has been given permission to go to Newcastle United? The Eze deal is close. Will Arsenal hijack Tottenham at the 11th hour? We're also previewing Man United versus Arsenal as Sesko is now fit, plus getting the boys' predictions for the Premier League season ahead. So subscribe, turn on the bell notification button as well. That way you don't miss any of our content. But gentlemen, how are you both?
Good. I don't know about Don, but I'm excited, obviously, for the Premier League. I'm happy for the chat. I really am, because they get to kick off the Premier League today with the best edition of Straight Facts. The coincidence is just amazing. They get the best panel on the day that the Premier League kicks off. You don't usually get that. So congrats to all of you guys. You're in for a great show. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I don't know about you, Don.
Always. No, of course, I am as well, man. I am as well. You know, you're going to see Liverpool later against Bournemouth. I want to see how Kirkis does against them. Frimpong, I want to see how he does against Semenyo. As we look at us, we're talking tactics already. We're talking tactics already, man. So it's nice. I'm excited. We're going to get into it.
Yeah, it's nice to act. I love the transfer window, but it's nice to act. We're going to see some football. We're going to see some of these teams in action. And I mean, straight away, transfer news to do with tonight's game. Ben Doak, who is part of the matchday squad, is now going to Bournemouth. And I can't listen. I'm saying this now. I know it's not connected to the deal. If we dare do a 25-30 million pound deal for Garnacho, if Ben Doak's going at 25 million, if Hutchinson's going for 37 million, all eyes on Ineos. Do not bend over and let Chelsea stick it in your shaft pipe. Do not. You know what's
going to happen, though? You know what's going to happen? Because you made it very public that he wants to, that you want to get rid of him. He's made it very public that he wants to leave as well. So you've kind of lost that bargaining power. It's not like we're getting Garnacho right now when he's still a mad asset to United. You're just kind of throwing him to the side. Omari Hutchinson, Ipswich would love to keep him. It's a bit different. You know, Ben Doak, listen, that one, I don't really know because Liverpool, they're dubious in this sense of getting more money than what we think they should be getting for their players. And the irony of it is, Terry, they love to focus on Chelsea when it comes to deals like this. Oh, how are you getting 25 million for Broja? How are you getting 20 million for Leslie? How are you getting that? They should be investigated. But they love to do it themselves as well. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're getting 25 M's for Ben Doak. He ain't even got any, he ain't got mad Premier League experience. He was on loan in Scotland, was he not? Not long ago.
I don't even know. Listen,
where did Ben Doak go?
He's gone Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth.
Today.
I didn't even know that.
Each other. 25 million pound, bruv.
25.
Yeah, I heard you say that. I just didn't know where he was going. I didn't even know that.
I actually like him. I think he's a good player, man. I don't know why he's never really got an opportunity. Obviously, Salah's there. I guess that's the main reason. But
it's even this one. You've got Bournemouth of Brentford are buying a Bournemouth sub in what's his name? Atara for 42 million pound.
Oh yeah, Atara. Yeah.
I do get your point about Garnacho that
That's pretty good though. I can't lie.
He doesn't want to be at the club and everything else. No. But it's not as though we want to get rid of him because he is Staffy will disagree with this, but because he's a trash player. The club isn't sitting there and going,
he lose a leg overnight and all of a sudden we have to accept half the price for it. But that's what we're saying. Like, it doesn't matter if I like him or not. He's still somewhat of an asset. He's a Premier League player, bro. Like, we're not giving you guys a bag of shit. What are we doing here?
Yeah, but the thing is though, we know you're not going to want to keep him because he's not going to play. He'll just be sitting around collecting a wage, not doing anything. So Chelsea, no, we can drag our feet. We can drag our feet with this. We're going to give them whatever. You're going to take what we give you. That's how they're kind of looking at things right now, because we know that you're in a position right now where you want to get rid of this guy. And that's how I'll be negotiating this deal if I was Chelsea. But I'll be saying, yo, listen, here's 35 million. Yeah, we're going to walk away otherwise. We don't really need him. He's an addition to the team. Cool. We don't really need him. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying there. I would turn around if I was Man United in that circumstance and say, no, thank you. This deal, including add-ons, plus a sell-on clause, needs to be there because you guys sell players very well. This deal needs to be pushing over that 40 million mark all in. It's got bare minimum. It absolutely has to. We can do a deal where we don't get our maximum, but we can't be going. We can't be. I literally would just turn around to Chelsea. Like, if Chelsea turned up and went, deal or no deal, 30 million, that's it. 35 million, that's it. I'd just go, well, you weren't worth the call. See you later, mate. I wouldn't entertain it for a second because
just keep him then and lower his value, and then next year get rid for 30 million.
Yeah, you know what it is, right? As much as I want the right prices, I don't want us to be easy to barter with anymore, because in the longer term, just going, okay, Chelsea, sitting in the cuck chair in the corner of the hotel room, all that's going to lead to is more cucking. All that's going to lead to is more people doing it. Where what we actually want to do is, I actually think it helps us in our negotiations for Baleba, because it shows a backbone. Listen, I said it about the Brentford negotiations. Yes, we did get money off what they were asking for, and they kept on increasing the price, and they kept on wanting better and better terms. They were trying to convince the player to join Spurs and Newcastle because they bid above the 70 million mark. And we pushed and we got a deal. We showed grit. And people keep laughing at that. Like, oh, you're celebrating showing grit. Yeah, I am. Because again, if you've got a kid, if your son gets pushed around at school all the time, all the other kids are bullying him. Now, I don't want him to go in and do up a massacre. But you know what? If you got a call from the school and I need you to come and pick your son up. Why? Well, one of the kids that always picks on him said something to him today, and he actually turned around and punched him back in the face. I'm going out and buying my kid something as a well done. Well done for standing up to yourself. Well done for showing a little bit of grit. You haven't gone crazy with it. And this is a player that's on 50k a week. He's not earning 15 million pound a year, where it's going to be a massive dent on you. I think it impacts him more. And it's like the money isn't the important element here. The principle is. That's what I would do. I get it from a Chelsea perspective, and you're absolutely right to think that way. But from our point of view, I just wouldn't.
I hear it. I hear the principle. I hear the principle point you're making, but at the same time, it might be a situation where United, like, do you know what? This is going to be one of the last times that we have anything happening like this again. Maybe, yeah. So we'll take it right now, but we'll never let this happen again. Right, Amorim, you never come out in the public saying, "Yo, you can find a new club." And when it comes to players like this, come out in public
and say that. Don't fucking lie. He didn't say that.
Again, bro. Yeah, it didn't come out in public. It got leaked, innit? It got leaked.
Yeah, by who? By the same rat that kept saying, "Oh, what did he say after the Europa League final? Oh, I can't believe I only played 20 minutes today. I've been a big contributor to Europa League, even though he had one goal. Oh, I'm going to go and enjoy my summer. And when I come back, I'll see what happens." He started that. Let's stop lying, man. Amorim did not want to go public and say anything. And if anyone leaked what he said, it was him. It was him in his camp. Who else would have leaked it?
You've corrected me, because I couldn't really remember what happened, didn't it? It was a leak.
Because everyone keeps saying that now. It's like, oh, it's Amorim's fault. Everyone's forgetting that he came out and made it all about him. Right after he did an interview in Spanish, right after the the Europa League final, minutes after, and everyone's surprised. Yeah. Oh, why did Amorim say that? Come on, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah, I think they'll be
saying you don't know this in the chat. It's public knowledge. Everyone knows this. What do you think? I just made that information out of my ass and then I just said it here. Everyone fucking knew that months ago.
And it's also obvious, because another thing that triggered Man United fans this summer is I get rivals all not knowing the story. They're not, I don't expect Don. I know he talks about other teams. I don't expect him to read as much about United as he would Chelsea. But this is where Man United fans have pissed me off this summer. A lot of them believe that Amorim made it public that he wanted to get rid of him, when it was actually him. We've got problems with a number of the guys in the bomb squad, the 5 that have got to go. But those problems have been created by those 5, by their leaks, by things that they've said to the media, by only wanting certain clubs, by rejecting all the personal. Like Man United have done a number of really good deals for Sancho, but he keeps rejecting the personal terms. Man United can't make him agree personal terms with other clubs. We're not even involved in those conversations. That's like you going to another company for a job negotiation and everyone being annoyed at your current company for not making the new company negotiate a better deal. It's crazy. But on the same flip side, all the players that we know the club don't really want. So Rasmus, when the manager says things like, to these guys that are working hard and are behaving right and they've got the right professionalism, whether you think they're good enough, those players, I'm really happy with them. And they're really good players and they're good professionals, and we can see them improving. Because I have a brain and football knowledge, know he is just saying that because you want stronger stances in the public, in the negotiation side of things. That's why I know we wouldn't have leaked the Garnacho situation, because we want to have, like, Garnacho would be training with us now and in the squad if he hadn't have said that at the end of the after the Europa League. We probably would have sold him sooner in the window for a decent amount of money. But that's what they've done to us. So Man United fans losing them. Oh, Amorim today said he's happy with the squad. He's got to play with these guys. He also can't be sitting out there going, this squad's shit. We're going to struggle forever. I don't expect him to say that. Only an idiot would say that at this point.
Now, you know what?
It's jarring, Terry. One second.
Yeah, you make a good point, because today I was actually listening to him and I was like, you know what? I don't know if they've put you in some media lessons over the summer and that, because you're saying things and I'm like, you know what? You're kind of dodging the question, which is a smart thing to do a lot of the time, because you don't want to be, saying too much. Number one, obviously you can clearly see United need a new midfield, right? But he's come out and they asked him about, do you think you need a new midfield or whatever? He basically started talking about like internal solutions. We can use Mount, we can use that. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, bro, that's just in the open. Like behind closed doors, he'll be telling these guys, we need a Baleba, we need a this, we need a that, right?
We're negotiating for Baleba. So you wouldn't be negotiating for Baleba if you were 100% happy with your midfield. This is where football fans have to learn to read between. And also, by the way, I found out today his name isn't Ruben. It's not pronounced Ruben. It's pronounced, it's really hard to say. It's pronounced Hubin. It's like a H. Hubin. Like Hubin, like a H at the front. I'm not doing it though. I'm just going to say Ruben. It's well hard to say. It's like for an Englishman, like the way we speak.
It's not Amorim, it's like Amorim. Like, we're not really going to try to pronounce it like that.
But the thing is, people always get angry at the English or the West, like English Americans. Like, you don't say people's names properly, right? It might be a French person's name. It might be somebody wherever around the world. You haven't said it exactly how they would in that country. And I sit there and I think to myself, there is a double standard here. Because listen, we are the worst nation in the world for learning other languages. I agree. But when a French person speaks English, they don't sound like the Queen. They sound French speaking English. But yet it's only the English. When we turn around and say Bruno Fernandes, they're like, no, you've got to say Fernandes. It's like, no, we don't, because Bruno Fernandes doesn't speak English like he's from Manchester. He speaks it like he's Portuguese. It's very weird double standard.
Yeah, I think they're referring to the people that don't even bother to like try and say the word properly. Like some of the pronunciations I hear, like Paul Merson, for example, yeah, like he was even struggling to say Madwakey. Man saying Motorola or some shit. I don't know what he was saying.
Razor phone.
Paul Merson is honestly one of the worst at it, right?
Well, it's like me expecting you guys to say Mo Salah's name correct. It's not Salah, it's Salah.
Salah, yeah.
And you guys you don't have that letter in your alphabet.
Yeah. Bruce Grobbelaar.
So I can't be mad at you.
The famous legendary Liverpool goalkeeper, Bruce Grobbelaar. I didn't watch it out of choice. My brother is a Liverpool fan. When we were kids, he had like a documentary on. And he was sitting there and I said, he said, my name actually isn't Bruce Grobbelaar. He said, but that's how I just told the English press to say it. He said, because the sound for my name doesn't exist in England. The way he said his name, it's like Bruce Grobbelaar. And he said, for English people to say that, it's like a lot of effort every time you say it. Because you really where he said in our language, that just rolls off the tongue. And that's the thing with all of this. But anyway, we digress. We digress massively on this. But it does make me laugh how, like, in England, you've got to say it how people from that nation say words. But yet, no one else does that. Like, I wouldn't ever turn around to someone that's from Australia. They speak English, but I wouldn't expect someone who's from like Nigeria, somebody who's from Brazil, somebody who's from Sweden, it's made up 3 random countries, to say my name the way I say my name, Cherry Flewers, because I expect them to say it with their accent and the way they speak, man. The world's anyway, we digress. On Baleba, we've brought the midfield up now. We know that, again, it's been reiterated today. So there was a few murmurings 3 or 4 days ago that terms were agreed and the player was keyed to join. Fabrizio has doubled down on that today and said that United know it's hard, but they are pushing. They are going to make a bid. So a lot of people are saying it's already been shut down. It isn't. A bid is going to go in. And it was reiterated again that the player is now very keen to join. That means he knows what the terms are. Terms are agreed. How do you see this one playing out, Staffy? It's been about a week now since the news broke. We haven't stepped away. There have been some media out briefings today that say that United are prepared to wait until next summer if they can't get the deal done now because it's difficult. Where's your head at with this transfer now, though? Do you see it getting done?
Yeah, I still think we're going to get him. Today, I mean, you're talking about all the news that came out today. Brighton manager coming out and saying, oh, I'm very confident he's going to stay. I don't think so. I don't think he needed to say that anyways. And one big indicator, United just loaned out Toby Collier as well today in a very thin midfield that we have. And it's just like, I look at all these things being put together, and I'm like, United wouldn't really loan out, as much as I don't rate Collier that high, he is still an option for us in a very thin midfield. We wouldn't really loan him out knowing that we're not going to attempt and get another midfielder. And I do think with all the news that are coming out that United they know what the price is, and I think United are prepared to spend big. Too many times they said that basically Amorim, because he's so big on him, they'd rather get him this summer than to wait for next summer. And I think we all agreed on that as well. I honestly don't see a scenario where United don't bid big for him. Like the 100 to 100 plus that's been rumored, I think United will go in for that and they'll be aggressive and they'll try to get him. I think now that no one is actually going in for him would make it a little bit easier. It's going to come down to paying his price and the payment terms. That's usually what it comes down to these selling clubs and the big clubs. We're going to try to get a favorable payment cycle versus they're obviously going to try to get as much money as they can. But they can play hardball. They can come out and say that he doesn't want to go or we're going to keep him. It's very clear that Baleba has already been open for the move. He's keen on the move. They said personal terms wouldn't be an issue. And it's going to come down to United paying the money. And I'm confident United are going to pay the money.
So how much do you think realistically it's going to take?
I think we'll get him for like a minimum of 100. I don't think we'll get him on
minimum of 100, bro. Right now, I'm looking at it a little bit differently, man, because I've had first-hand experience of dealing with Brighton, bro. First of all, like Terry said, they don't even give you a number. Yeah, you just go in there blind bidding, basically, like trying to negotiate, trying to find out how much it will take. With the Caicedo deal, that was something that was dragging on from like even before the season finished. We started all those negotiations quite early. I'm looking at it right now, bro. Baleba's one of their key players. The Prem literally starts today. I think Brighton play tomorrow, right? I don't even know who they play tomorrow. Yeah. The Prem starts today. I know Brighton are data FC, and you know they're probably gonna they probably have a room in the back of their offices, yeah, where they could just go get another Baleba straight away. Because man went from Bissouma to Caicedo to Baleba. Yeah, they probably got another guy straight away that they can replace him with. But to replace that position instantly, it's not going to be an easy thing. You're bringing someone in, you know, who hasn't had any preseason. They have to learn how you guys play. They have to learn all these systems and that. I think it's going to take a lot right now to go get Baleba. I think you're going to have to overpay to get him out of there, right? Because it's not the latest time in the window, but I'm looking at it right now, and it's not the earliest time. If you were working on this, let's say we start to hear these rumors early on, Staffy, and you're now on your second bid, for example, then I can see it happening more. But I saw some Cameroonian reports the other day, like saying that 110 million has been accepted and that. Bro, I don't see a world where Brighton accept the first bid that you lot put in. I just don't see it. And I don't see United just bidding 110 million straight away for Baleba. I don't see it. So realistically, for me, I can see it happening next summer, 110%. Like I was speaking to my boys about Baleba. I said, for me personally, I think it goes to United. I think it will happen next summer. And then the next day, we literally see that you're actually interested in the guy. You know what I mean? So right now, I just think it's a little bit too late. I think if you get him, you have to overpay. I think you have to overpay for him, man.
I get your logic, but here's the thing I'll tell you. It's never, when you're a selling club, it's never too late to sell. When that is your motto, I am a selling club. It's not like you're a selling club, but I'm a selling club until the Premier League kicks off, then I'm good. I'm closing my shop. No, they're always selling, bro. Their motto is to always get more money. And as you said, they probably have about 5 Balebas on their short list. When Baleba leaves, we'll get one of these to be the Baleba replacement. They've shown us that over the years. They sell someone and they have a backup, and that backup comes in and surprisingly does very well, and then he gets sold for good money as well. You went from Bissouma to Caicedo, now to Baleba, and we'll see who the next Baleba is. That's just been their motto for a while. I hear you when you say they're probably not going to accept the first bid, but I didn't say that either. I just think you're not going to go aggressive, and I could put whatever money's needed, and they're going to get him. I'm very confident just because we are going to a willingly selling club. If this is a key player, like I'll tell you what, if we were approaching Wharton, I'd probably say no, because they're in Europe. They've just actually won a couple trophies. They probably don't want to decimate their team right away. They'd rather wait next summer where they get a bidding war. Yes, they would eventually, Crystal Palace as a smaller club, kind of know that eventually Wharton, because of how good he is, he will go to a bigger club and they'll allow him to move, but they just want to get the most money. But until then, they don't have to force themselves to sell. But they've never went in with that motto that Brighton have, which is basically that they're a proudly selling club, which is why Terry, you said it perfectly the other day. Which is why they lasted as long as they have in the Premier League. These guys came up, 6-7 years ago and never went down. That's how good they've been. because they've been able to refresh their team, get the money, and reinvest because they have very good scouts that get unknown players from all over the world, and they end up making more profit. So it's never too late for them to sell. I don't think they ever close the window on selling. To them, money is their main thing that they do. So I'm still expecting, and I'm demanding actually United to go and be aggressive and try to get him. If we can't get him because they're being unreasonable and they're like, oh, you know what, our evaluation went to one from, I think it was reported at first, 104. If they go from 104 to like 125, that's an extra 20 million. I understand if United think that's a little bit excessive. Maybe we'll come back later in January or come back next summer. But I do still expect United to come in and be aggressive for him.
I hear you, but then I've seen Brighton turn down the big bag, bro. Like I saw them turn down money for Caicedo in that January. I saw them turn down because I was coming on there saying I don't think we're going to pay more than 85 million.
Okay, but what was the bid in January? Let me ask.
It was I think it was just under 70 million or 65 million.
Okay, so there you go. There's a huge difference done between turning down around 70 million or right below 70 million, and then 6 months later they sold him for more than double because he got sold for what, 115?
Yeah, but like that's what I'm getting to. For me, when I'm looking at it right now, the only way I see him going this summer is if United overpay. Because next summer, there's even going to be, I think there's going to be a bit of a bidding war. I can see.
But we're not going in for 70 mil. If we're going in and we're trying to drop the price like you just said, I understand.
Guys, let me jump in for a second. Let me jump in for a minute. Hang on, let me jump in. So are you saying you overpaid for Caicedo?
Of course we overpaid for Caicedo. Of course we did.
Okay, so this is where I think, this is why I ask, because I don't think you have. I think you've paid what is the going rate for one of the best central midfielders in the world in a modern day game where you need good technique, good passing, high levels of press resistance, brilliant availability, and amazing physicality. What you need from midfielders now has changed from 10 to 15 years ago, because especially in the Prem, because of the level of physicality that teams have. And it's one of the reasons United were so bad last year but so good in Europe, because we had more physicality than most of the European teams. In the Prem, we're right down the bottom. I actually think, I get a lot of people thought you guys are overpaying when you did, but on reflection, you take Caicedo out of your team this last 6 months, I don't think you're world champions, and I don't think you
Terry, I get the point you're making, right? Obviously now, no one talks about the money. Like, we don't care about the money because Caicedo is for me, our most important player. But when I'm talking about overpaying, I'm saying at that moment of the deal, right, we kept dilly-dallying, going back with the little 5 million extra, little 10 million or little whatever. And then before you know it, Liverpool come in, give them the Great British record or whatever it was. And we had to beat that. Right? If Liverpool never came in, we would have got him less than 150 million, but we had to overpay. Regardless of we overpaid.
I do get that. And also there was a comment that came through that said, won't he be cheaper next season? Well, Ben Jacobs addressed this morning, and what Brighton are actually looking at is what they believe they will, what's a bit of a mooted point at the moment is there is a belief that what Brighton will do is if they're going to accept one, it will be what they'll value him for next summer, when they think other clubs are also coming in for him. So it's not so much about overpaying, because it's a case of this. Let's just say it costs £115 million all in. Some will say we overpaid. If we wait till the summer and 2 or 3 other teams are going in for him, if you do get into a bidding war, it might be more than that. Because Liverpool might bid it, or United might bid it, and then City might bid it, like whoever the teams are as an example. I don't view it as overpaying, personally. I think he will prove to be value for money over a 5.
But Terry, you can say that you're overpaying what his market value should be, but you can argue that I believe that we're not going to be talking about the money in a year's time or in 2 years' time. That's a fair enough point. But you can't run away. I can't run away from the fact that Caicedo wasn't a 115 million player at the time. Like, I don't care about the money now. Of course I don't. Like, he's the guy. I love Caicedo, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. His market value was not 115 million. No way.
I do understand that, but I look at it the other way. I don't split hairs on that. I don't see it 2 different ways. I look at it, if I think a player is going to be worth it. When Man United broke the British transfer record for Andy Cole, when Manchester United went out and spent what we did on Rooney, when we spent what we did on Rio Ferdinand, I never looked at that and thought, oh no, it's well over market value, because we could all see that these players were going to come in and make us especially when they're young, you were going to exponentially get better as they grow and develop. None of us, I just didn't personally care. Now, if we were about to drop 110 million pounds on Hayden Hackney, who hasn't played at this level, who isn't proven in the Prem, I'd go, hang on, that's a much bigger risk. You know, that's a much bigger risk because of the level that he has played at, as an example. If it was a player who's based in a slower league, a less physical league in Europe, you know, the central midfielder, Hjulmand at Sporting, he is nowhere near a Baleba in terms of the physicality. If we were about to go and drop 100 million on him, my mind would be a little bit different. But Baleba's proven for 2 years, ironically, a year longer than Caicedo did, or 6 months longer than Caicedo did in the Premier League. So I would absolutely go for it. And, you know, as you say, there's three centre-backs, midfielders in a row for them. The only reason Basuma hasn't gone on to Caicedo levels, I think this week has proven why. The man don't have the discipline as a professional to get himself to that point.
I told you, balloons, bro. He does balloons, isn't it? So they're messing with his head, bro.
Just not everybody.
Have you not seen that video of him doing balloons?
A lot of footballers. Do you know what it is with a lot of footballers? And you guys have, I know you know some footballers. Some players, again, you've got to work so hard to even become a pro, let alone get into the Prem. I think some, once they get nice big contracts, I think they work hard, they keep fit, they play. But for some people, you get this in every walk of life. You must work with people in your companies, and you think, you've been here 20 odd years, or you've been doing this job in this industry 20, 30 years, and I've already caught up to your level. It's because some people get to a certain point, earn a certain money, and go, I am cool with where I am. They've got no desire to become the best midfielder in the world. They've got no desire to actually be consistently great every single week. Some people are quite happy being that steady Eddie once they get their bag, and that's fine. Like that's why there's different levels to the game in relation to that. Here, this is their goal is not 100 million this year. It's way more next year. They aren't your typical selling club. They are max profit. Oh, I hear that.
How much is he going to go for, Ronan? Like 100 to 110 max? Like, what are we talking about here? He's not going to go for that much. Like,
I felt all along what will happen is when we bid, how long the response takes, and whether so if it's instantly hard no, absolutely not, no negotiation, no counter offer, I think we walk away because it's like, wow, we're so below the ask. I think if it's a day or two delay response, that's a really, I don't know how to word it, but that's a really nice bid, but isn't quite enough. Or if they come back and say, look, add an extra bit on, I think if we get a response that's open to negotiation, my belief will be 90% sure we're going to go and get him. If it's like a hard, fast no, we're just not doing it, there is no price this summer, then I think we will pivot elsewhere for a midfielder. But then I believe we'll come back. Man United should pretend to go for Baleba, wait for Brighton to go for the next Baleba, and hijack that deal instead. I hear the logic there. Use Mudryk as an example instead of Moise Caicedo. I can't.
Bro. Listen, look. It's Caicedo is still a good example. Enzo is still a good example. Mudryk is a good example. Like, we overpaid for these guys, but the conversation we're having now is we're not talking about their money because they're performing, but we can't try and change the facts at the time, bro. We've overpaid. Let's just get it right.
Yeah, and also
you overpaid for him, you overpaid for Enzo, Arsenal overpaid for Rice. It was all for the sake of getting these midfielders done. And yes, Terry is kind of right with saying that was the value of the midfielder at that time, but that was dictated by the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal, because they were two of a couple clubs that were spending that type of money at that time. Real Madrid did the same thing. They went and spent over 100 for Jude Bellingham. The market was dictated by them, but they can all, I mean, most of them can agree that they overpaid just to get it done. Realistically, Enzo shouldn't have been that much. They just needed to get it done right away. Caicedo wasn't that much. They just had to pay to get it done that way. And Rice, the same thing. If Rice didn't come in and they had interest from City as well, while at the same time these prices really dropped on Enzo and Caicedo was rumored at that time, it would have never been over 100 mil. These players should have been like 80 mil max, all of them.
You're not paying a lot of the time. You don't pay for market value no more. You're paying for what the club thinks the player's worth. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, people often use the example of buying houses and stuff like that as an example. The difference being, typically speaking, there's actually in the UK now, there's so many houses for sale. They're taking a long time to sell. There are options. In fact, how do I know this? I own some estate agencies. We have people that end up viewing like 20 or 30 houses that are all up on the market at the moment. The choice is crazy. If suddenly there was barely any houses available, again, that suddenly makes the market, the guide price might be 500,000. But if you want to live in a certain area and there's only one house available and there's 30 people that want to buy it, that house suddenly becomes more valuable. And that always has to be factored into these situations.
Yeah. And for me, Terry, just one last thing before you go in as well. Yeah, like, I don't really when people were saying you overpaid for Caicedo and that, I was like, okay, cool, we did, but I believe in him that much that we're not going to be talking about his money. And it hits different when, like, for example, now with Caicedo, no one talks about his money no more. Same thing as Enzo, no one talks about it no more. So that's when you know the player's actually been a success so far. Anyway.
I agree. No, I agree completely. Ruben said himself that Rasmus is a United player, even though he wants him out. Clearly shows that the manager say the political thing. I wouldn't even
call going to say that earlier, but you guys were speaking. He literally came out and it's so clear that he doesn't want Rasmus, and he said, "Oh, he's still our player." This is jarring because when he came out months ago and said, "I will not put a player on the bench who I don't think is committed. I'd rather put my goalkeeper, my goalkeeping coach." People said, "Oh, look at him dissing Rashford." Da 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 da. He should have never said that. He comes out and he says, "These are my players to protect their market price." People are like, "Oh, look at him. He's being naive." Da 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 da. It's just like you can't have it either way, bro. Like just use your own judgment and read between the lines. There's a reason why he says this.
This isn't none of this stuff is political. None of this stuff is PR. It's called being professional. And I will say this now: cut anyone out of your life that does this whole be the same version of yourself in every single aspect and walk of life. I always think those people are dickheads. There's no way you go and speak to your boss the same way you speak to your boys. I'll give you another example. Is either of your grandmothers still around, gentlemen? Your grandmother's still around?
No.
Okay,
mine are
but you still use it, right? Neither are mine, right? You were not speaking to your grandmother how you speak to your boys. Because you know your grandmother would be slapping you up, you speak like that, same as mine would have. So the point is, all these numpties in the world that go, "I talk to everybody in the same way, no matter what situation, no matter who they are, because I'm a real one." No, you're a dickhead, bruv. No one actually does that. So Ruben Amorim being professional doesn't make him a liar, doesn't make him two-faced, doesn't make it confusing. The problem is you. You're the idiot. You're the fool. That's it. Not you, Al G. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people that are like, "How dare he say that player's good enough?" Because he's being professional, my friend. That's all he's doing. And the only time when he'll step out of that is if someone is misbehaving regularly and and sometimes you've got to say things publicly. So for instance, Thomas Frank's like, this guy, Thomas Frank's only been at the club a few weeks. And he's like, "It's not the first time Basuma's been late. I'm letting everyone publicly now know why he's not in the squad. We're not going to lie and cover it up because what he's doing is disrespectful to the club." That isn't unprofessional. Because it's been he didn't mention it publicly the first time, second time, third time. It was the fourth time on a trip, maybe one of the most important away trip, European games in Spurs' last 40 years, a Super Cup, a chance for another trophy, and the man's turning up late. How disrespectful is that to the paying fan? So yeah, listen, people have got to learn the difference, man. It's crazy. Listen, hit the like and the share button, please. Make sure you are subscribing. The other big transfer news today as well is obviously linked back to Isak, and I knew something was going on. I was a little busy this afternoon, but I kept on seeing all the Liverpool supporters in my group chats putting in links to the WhatsApp. Link. And I thought, oh, it's either a new bid or Newcastle are now close to a striker. And it turns out that Wissa won't play this weekend. He's been given permission to push for his move now to Newcastle. There is a belief growing that it may not be two strikers that Newcastle sign now. It may just be one before they sanction the move. But it does feel like there could be some movement at some point today, maybe after the game tonight, where Liverpool kind of push on with this Isak situation. And I don't know about you two. I'm going to throw this in for food for thought. I'm getting a little bit tired of it now. I just kind of want Newcastle to accept the inevitable and just accept that it's over. Do you know when someone's going bald, but they're still combing that last little bit of hair over? It's like, bruv, shave it off. That's how I feel now. It's like, let it go. The hair's gone.
Yeah, no, it's facts. It's facts, man. It's just it's a shit way for this to end for both parties, really. You know, Isak helped win them the trophy last season and that. You know, they love him, or they loved him. Now I'm seeing them burning shirts and that. It's peak. It's peak, bro. You know, he's never going to be able to build that relationship with the fans again. I just don't see it because they look at him now as a snake. Just take the bread, man. Take the bread. Try to integrate Wissa into the team as soon as possible. We've got Jackson there right now. I think Jackson and Wissa would be a good replacement for Isak. I don't think you can replace Isak by himself. Whether that's getting Jackson by himself or Wissa by himself, I think you need both of them. So that's something that they should be doing right now. You know, I'll take 70 million, Pete. You know what I'm saying? I told Pete in the group chat the other day, give me 70 M's and you're good to go. Yeah, but it's got to end soon. It's got to end soon, man, because it's just getting annoying now. It's getting annoying, man.
Yeah, it's taking too long, honestly. I don't want him to go there. But a part of me is also like so sick of it, like having to hear about it. Where it's like to a point, like, yeah, like Terry said, just accept the inevitable, bro. Like he's not gonna play for you again. You know, like what are you gonna do instead? Are you gonna sit him out for the season Like, what's gonna happen, man? Like, there's only one club that can go to him right now. It sucks. It sucks to be in this situation because like they don't really have any leverage. They don't have a bidding war. They have a player those who want to play for them. It's just so inevitable. Like it's a matter of when, not if. And just get it done already because yeah, at least, bro, get your money in early. And like you said, I mean, you said Nico Jackson because you're shameless and you just want your players sold. But just go get you another striker already. Because like, what else are you gonna do? There's plenty of fish in the sea, bro. They were talking about Samu last week. Whoever else is there on this kind of reports. Just get it done already. You know, don't put yourself in a situation where you're either going to sit out Isak for the season, it's going to look really stupid and horrible, or you're going to sell him anyways, but you're going to sell him late and you're not going to be able to get in your strikers. It looks like Wissa's going to go there. I think Wissa's a good striker. He's a very good Premier League striker. Yes, he's not Isak level. Will never reach Isak's ceiling. He's actually about 4 years older than Isak. So yes, it's a bit of a downgrade, but he's a very good striker, bro. Go get him someone else. Go get him a counter partner. Go play the 4-4-2 you wanted to do, whatever it was, or go get someone who might be able to rotate with Wissa and just get it done with. You know, don't sacrifice your season because you got put in an unfortunate situation. It's how the food chain works. Unfortunately, a bigger shark came and is trying to eat you right now. That's what's going on right now. So go ahead and just get it done with.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't take any more L's, man. They've taken enough L's, man. They lack. You know what I mean? You've got obviously Buemo. Yeah. Who else have they been rejected?
Sesko.
Sesko. You know what I'm saying? It's been horrible. It's been a horrible summer for them, bro. So just try bring some sunshine into the team. Jacko is right there, bro.
I heard Bonnie Blue also said no. They queued up for 3 hours and they got rejected from the line. They got the 1,000 lineup. Imagine getting rejected by Bonnie Blue as well. It's a crazy one, but yeah. Now listen, I don't want to see him go either. That's the maddest bit. The amount of shit I've had from Newcastle fans, like, oh, I can't believe you want Liverpool to get him. It's like, no, I don't want it to happen, but it's just it's felt inevitable. And I get you're digging your heels in and you're making things hard for yourself, but there's that element of like cutting your nose off to spite your face. It's damaging you now. Like, I want us to. Like I said earlier, the Garnacho thing, I'm very happy for us to use him as an example. He's not on high wages. Would I do it with Jadon Sancho and lose £13 million in salary to nothing in a year? That's a little
bit. Jadon Sancho, by the way, I mean, you just mentioned his name. That just irked me right now. Brother, what the fuck is this guy doing right now?
I've got some shit to tell you about this guy after the show, bro.
Your boy. What's your boy done now?
Roma wants him. United want to sell him. They're willing to offer what, over 20 million for him. I don't know about his salary coverage though. That's obviously always been the issue. Brother, you have a good chance to now go to a respectable Serie A team, which I think, by the way, if he locks in and he focuses on his football, I think he plays very well in Serie A because I think Serie A fits him more as for his profile as a footballer. I think it helps him there. But bro, this guy's out there getting tattoos of his girlfriend's name under his ear. While the Roma's out there trying to say, like, what are you doing, bro? Where's your priorities? I've seen more pictures of him this summer in parties and with rappers and with celebrities than seeing him on the training pitch. What the fuck happened to this kid? 4 years ago, I mean, someone tweeted something perfect today. He's like, I can't believe 4 years ago, I was refreshing Fabrizio's page every morning to see if we're going to sign this kid. And then look at him 4 or 5 years later. It's actually crazy, bro. I don't know what the hell he's doing, man.
Can you see she's high maintenance, bro? This is why he turned down the money that Chelsea offered him, bro. Sweetie has been with Quavo, big bucks over them sides. She wants private jets, yeah? She wants caviar for breakfast, bro, yeah? Then she wants Wagyu for lunch. And then for dinner, bro, she wants lobster. You know what I mean? This is high maintenance, bro. He needs
that's a high protein, high testosterone diet.
I don't know who the girl is, right? I did see a lot of people quote tweeting it though, and they're like, sort of, like a lot of United fans that used to back him. I know were like, bruv, I used to back this guy 100%, but seeing that, I would never get a girl's name tattooed on me anywhere unless it's my daughter, and it was like a lot of people were saying it was wrong. But I do worry about Jadon. I worry about the people that are around him. I worry that people are, and I always think back to the famous example made of Mike Tyson, where Mike Tyson made 300 million, he had all these people around him, but as soon as the money dried up and the fights went away, people disappeared, he had barely any money left. And it's like, I know you're earning good money, you don't want to turn that down, but I wonder how much money he's got. I hope he's making really good, sound, safe investments. I hope so, because I just think he's going to be one of those players that's going to end up retiring quite young. And I just hope that he's not blowing all the money now. And I hope that he's not got too many people around him that are not taking money off of him, whether that be people pretending to be his boys, women that he's with buying, crazy stuff that's very expensive. I do worry because he's turned down really good opportunities this summer to go to, 180K a week to be at Chelsea. For what reason, I don't quite know. He's turned down big moves and money elsewhere. And again, I'm not going to judge what he's doing in his personal life because I don't really know, if that makes sense. But I do have worries and fears for him. And remember, it's something like 60% of all millionaire ex-Premier League players go bankrupt. It's a massively high percentage anyway. And I look at it and sometimes think, I know now you feel at the peak of your powers, the money's coming in every week. But it doesn't look like he's going to become a coach or a manager. It doesn't look like he has that. It doesn't look like that's his direction he's going in. It's not like it's not like he's a stunningly beautiful man where he can go into modeling and that side of I don't know what he's going to do. And I generally worry about him. Like people go, he's rich. Listen, man, when you spend like that, when you spend the way he seems to spend, that money goes quick. And when you're getting paid $250,000 a week, that's fine. When that money starts to drop, maybe in 4 or 5 years, if you're not at clubs anymore because your attitude isn't right. And when I say attitude, no one get twisted. I'm not talking about his personality off the pitch. I'm talking about his professional attitude. I do worry for him. I genuinely worry for him. I do.
And, man. I think it all starts from United giving him the wage that they did, man. Like, he was how old was he at the time? 20, 21. Yeah. Obviously, it's always been rumored that he was getting over 300K in that a week. It all started from there for me because he should have never even gone to United in the first place. Right? He should have never gone over there. Why would you go play with Oli, man? Yeah, I mean, when you can see what's been going on there already. You know what I'm saying?
We just finished second place when we signed him, so it's not. It wasn't that
man,
bad.
But even so, man, like that second place was a falsified one. You know what I mean? That you were nowhere near first, man.
Bro, that summer we signed Ronaldo, Varane. He was tweeting and posting on Instagram. What was he posting? Fuck. No, he was just basically saying like scary season or something like that. Like he's locked in. Something.
Yeah, I think some footballers as well. Like obviously we had problems at the club. I think some football players, well, like we were saying earlier, I think they get to a certain point, and I think that it's not about no work ethic. There's a difference between having a good work ethic and then having the work ethic that it takes to win the majors and be up there consistently. And I just don't think and our dressing room was wrong because a lot of our dressing room was like that. It's one of the reasons that Ronaldo had fallings out of a lot of players because he's in there, whether you like Ronaldo or not, or whether you thought he was good enough or not, still at that age in the Prem, he's given 100%. He's running through brick walls. Was everybody else doing that? My answer is simply.
He said only Dallo, innit? He said only Dallo when he did that whole interview with Piers. He said Dallo was like the only one that was like he named Dallo as one of the professionals.
Yeah, but he was glazing Dallo because he's like Portuguese. Let's be honest. He's best friends with
boy. That's his boy. Yeah, but he didn't say that about Bruno.
If you're in that Portuguese squad, you are going to try and become Bezzy mates with Ronaldo, aren't you? Because it's just going to help your whole life. You're going to get better.
But he probably grew up idolizing Ronaldo. I mean, not probably, definitely. So I'm not really.
Yeah, you must. If you're Portuguese. And especially if you're into football, how could you not grow up idolizing Cristiano Ronaldo? It doesn't even make sense, like to not do that. But yeah, look, it'll be an interesting one. But on the Isak deal, look, I think there's going to be some movement on that. I think it'll be decent. What do you make of the Eze situation, gents? Because Arsenal have seemingly pulled away. Ooh. He's agreed personal terms with Spurs. What has just been said, though, this has now just come out that
from who?
Excuse me, the manager of Palace, Greisner, has said that, look, we've had no bid yet. He's in the matchday squad for Sunday to play against Chelsea, Eze. So he hasn't left as of yet because no bid has been accepted by Tottenham, but it is expected to it is expected to go, the bid's meant to come in. But do you think Arsenal are making a mistake here, gentlemen? Do you think Arsenal are making a mistake by allowing Tottenham to get this player?
You want to go first, or should I speak? All right. I think number one, I think he should go to Spurs over Arsenal. I like that move a lot for him. Are Arsenal making a mistake? Just to answer your question, probably. I've spoken enough here on them needing creativity down the left. I just don't look at Martinelli anymore as someone that can give them depth there, can just do what they need. I spoke way too many times about Gyökeres coming in there. You got Gyökeres, you got to cater around him, give him the pieces he needs, and he needs someone more creative a little bit behind him. If you're not going to get it in the midfield next to Odegaard, at least get it on the left. I know people want him to play in the 10. You could afford to play him on the left, play it, then drift into central areas and just be a creative spark right there. And then there you go. You got Eze, you got Odegaard, and you got Saka. That being put aside, I like the link with Spurs, and I do think he fits Spurs better. Going to play under Thomas Frank in the Spurs team that are very early now in, I don't even want to call it a rebuild because the word gets overused, but they're in a transition period now, 2 years under age, trying to play a position style of play to now someone who's a little bit more defensive, relies more on physicality and transition play. I think that's what fits as a little bit more. Number one, it's not too big of a jump because he's going to go to Spurs, who, let's respectfully, they're not as big as Arsenal, and they haven't been where Arsenal been over the last 2 years. And I don't care that they won the Europa League, but it's a decent enough jump where he goes to better quality players around him while still playing a style of play that I think it fits him. I look at Eze, and what's his best abilities? It's him running with the ball. What does he do when he runs with the ball? He can take on a man, he can create, he can shoot. He's not really prolific, but his best ability is picking up the ball and running and seeing the pitch in front of him. When you put him in a team like Thomas Frank's, where he's going to play him in the middle, but then he looks around him, he's going to see on one side Kudus, one side potentially Savinho, in front of him Solanke. I like the option that he has over there. Now, don't get me wrong, he still played with Elise a couple years, so we saw some good numbers there. He plays with Mateta, someone I rate, and one of United, so I rate him. But I think he goes to a better quality squad with a better, not a better manager, but a very good manager. It's, as I said, it's an upgrade in quality, but not too big to the point where I think he's going to give up the way he plays his game, and he's going to have to accommodate to whatever Arteta puts him in, like that role where you're just there on the left or whatever doing thing. I think he goes there and he shines out, and I think that team fits him perfectly. And I think that actually is very good recruitment from Spurs. You bring him in, you solve your 10 option, and now you go from having Maddison, who's been injured, and really no proper backup there, bar Kulusevski, who also is injured with his broken kneecap. Bergvall hasn't really done it for long enough in the Prem. You bring him in there, you have one of the best front fours in the league, in my opinion, and they fit what the manager does. And I think it's just awesome for everyone. It's a great move for him, and it's a great move for Spurs. I highly recommend that to happen.
I think, personally, for me, I think it'll be a good signing for either club, but obviously for Tottenham, he goes straight into their 11. That's the difference here for me. Goes straight into their 11, down the middle. They haven't got Maddison right now, of course. Arsenal, they're talking about having to sell someone first. And like I've said many times, if they don't come back in for this guy and he's waiting for Arsenal, he stays at Palace, there's no guarantee that any other top club comes in next year, bro. Because end of the day, a lot of big clubs now are going for the younger players. You know, Eze will be, 28 next year. So this might be his last opportunity to leave. You know, so he goes Tottenham right now. You're playing Champions League football. Yes, going to Arsenal for me would be the better move. Like long term, I think he'd probably win more trophies there. But you're looking at, Tottenham right now. They've got good players in terms of their attack. I like their attack and their midfield and stuff, right? It's just the depth that Tottenham have. It's just a bit dead. You saw the other day when they played PSG and they're bringing guys off their bench, right? Højbjerg, I think, is a good player. Not Højbjerg, sorry. What's my man? The Swedish fish. I forgot his name now. The guy not Højbjerg, man. Is it Højbjerg? What's my man's name?
No, not Højbjerg. Who are you talking about?
What country is he from?
Not Højbjerg. Sweden, man. The guy that came on the other day for Spurs, the blonde midfielder. I forgot his name.
Oh, Bergvall.
Bergvall, sorry. I said Højbjerg.
Oh,
Bergvall,
is he not Dutch?
No, is he not Swedish?
No, I think he's Bergvall's Swedish. Bergvall's Swedish.
Yeah, sorry, he's Swedish. Yeah, Bergvall. Man like Bergvall. And then, you saw the difference.
David, not David Luiz, sorry. What's his name? Douglas Luiz to agree to Brighton. Not the Brighton Forest.
Forest. I saw that.
Douglas Luiz the Forest.
Yeah, Swedish. He's Swedish fish. So obviously, that's what I mean. Their depth is dead, isn't it? They've got a good 11. It's just their depth which is meaty, bro. And you saw the other day with PSG, they're bringing on that Lee guy. By the way, that Lee guy's a fucking baller.
Kangley is good. Yeah.
He's got tech, bro. The goal he scored, some of the passing, his penalty, brilliant footballer. But yeah, that's what it is for me, man. Tottenham right now, they should be doing everything to go get him in, because end of the day, Arsenal, they're saying they need to sell Trossard or Martinelli. I don't think he'll leave, but they need to sell Trossard. There's not really many teams coming in for this guy right now. They've got an open goal to get him. And what does that mean for Arsenal? Because I'm seeing there's a few rumors about Rodrigo, but personally, I think Rodrigo would go Man City. If Man City put an offer on the table right now, Arsenal put an offer on the table, I could definitely see him going to Man City working with Pep. You know what I'm saying? So, boy, what's that going to mean for Arsenal? Does that mean that they miss out on Rodrigo and Eze, and then now it's Madueke and Gyökeres as their only attacking options, with Ethan signing a new contract. What are you saying, Terry? Boy, imagine that happens to them.
Yeah, no, they've got to get this right now, Arsenal, because I don't think they've had a bad summer, and I won't change my mind on that. Like Madueke, I've still got question marks over him, and I stand on that. But I think Zubimendi and Gyökeres are two of the best pieces of business any club in England's done. I think Zubimendi is so much better than people are giving him credit for. You saw that when he played with the main first team at the weekend, and he's the big. We'll get onto the game later. He's actually their biggest danger. Not in terms of, obviously, Gyökeres can any second score a goal, which makes him a massive threat. But Zubimendi could destroy us in midfield this weekend and hurt us. That being said, you've also got to look what other teams and clubs are doing. And if City end up pulling off Rodrigo along with Donnarumma, no one maybe expected that level of quality in this summer, or those exact players. With Liverpool, nobody would have predicted Ekitike and Alexander Isak. And of course, the need for an additional striker, nobody would have ever predicted why Jota, God rest his soul, isn't there. But nobody would have thought they were going to have the summer they did. And you have to have a plan. And yes, you have to be proactive. But there are times where you need to be reactive and not just buy someone quick because you need them. It's like looking at the list and it's like, well maybe we were going to go for this player in a year's time. But actually looking at what our rivals are doing, maybe you have to go early and bring in that extra body to give you that extra little piece of depth. So that would be my personal fear if I was a Liverpool player. Is this you could end up in a really difficult situation. Sorry,
Liverpool player. Did you mean to say Liverpool?
Sorry, that would be my fear if I was a Arsenal fan around not doing enough. I do agree with you around the situation with I can't remember his name. Eze to Spurs. I think it's a fantastic move for Spurs, especially if they end up getting Savinho. Although, again, this is why you can't take press conferences too seriously. Pep basically said, I want to keep him. He ain't for sale. There's no way. But we also know that they don't stand in people's way. If the player says, listen, Pep, I fancy a game going there because I'll play regularly, they're going to bid the asking price. City sell. City are not a selling club per se, but they never stand in a player's way because they understand that you never get the same out of a player again when they don't want to be there. So, yeah, look, from my point of view and perspective, I think this is a mistake. I really do think this is a mistake from Arsenal. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, if they go into the season, what are you saying for them, Terry? If they go into the season with Madueke, Gyökeres as their main attacking signings, bro?
All four of last season's top four are all, for me, in the top four this year and fairly comfortably. I don't buy into this notion that Arsenal are going to have this massive fall off and become an average also run team. They might lose to Man United Sunday, but that doesn't mean, oh, that's it. The conclusions are not going to be drawn from that. They had a few preseason games where they looked a bit poor. I saw them have 2 or 3 preseason games where they looked great. I noticed nobody was saying anything on Saturday when they were absolutely fantastic. And then some of the quality of opposition they were against, or this or that. And, when it comes to Arsenal, whenever they do good, there's always a reason why it shouldn't be taken seriously. When they do badly, this is the proof. But I think they're going to have a very good season. I don't have them winning the league as of right now. They can win it because if you've got a striker like Gyökeres, if he comes to the Premier League and he delivers in the same way he did in Portugal, if he comes in and does similarly to what Erling Haaland did, of course you can win the league when a player's doing that. The same with Chelsea. I don't think you will win the league, but if João Pedro continues the form he started in and he continues that all season, when you've got someone that can score like that and you're already a very good team, you can win things. And it's, football's always sort of been that way. The problem you've got is Liverpool have also added ridiculous firepower and they're probably going to go and get Isak. City already have Haaland and they've added Cherky behind them. Big up, Staffy. They've added Cherky to that situation. That's it. You've kind of done it with the hair, grown it a little longer, made it a bit curlier. Did you perm your hair to make it like that? You do look a bit like Cherky.
Bro, it's my natural hair, bro. I just showered before the show. That's why it looks like this.
Yeah, man called you the Egyptian prince,
But if you guys didn't know, if you grow up with African genetics, you eventually your hair does curl up because you do live in the heat there. It's just been a thing. So yes, curly hair people grew up in the heat. That's just how it happens. So.
Hey.
But yeah, so look, I think it's going to be a really close race, and we'll get onto the predictions a bit later. But I do think they're making a mistake here. I do think they should go and get I think he's a phenomenal football player. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. A bit of breaking news here, Staffy. Oh, this is from Simon Stone, very well connected at Manchester United, and he has just said that if Man United cannot sign Carlos Baleba in this transfer window, they have identified Hjulmand as the next option. Hjulmand of Sporting.
Who? Hjulmand?
Hjulmand.
Who's that?
The blonde central midfielder for Sporting. Do you not know who he is?
No, Hjulmand. I know you're talking about.
It's pronounced Hjulmand. Yeah, sorry, it's pronounced Hjulmand.
Oh, okay. Look at you like now. We just had a conversation about pronouncing.
Yeah. Sorry, we just pronounced it differently.
Interesting, because they're not like for like at all.
But yet he's saying that Man United may pivot to him, which I like, by the way, very quickly, because they're different profiles, which means instead of buying a shitter version of Baleba, we're going for a different type of midfielder that we're also going to like buy at some point as well. But
it's a different profile. Why are you guys not going for Douglas Luiz, bro?
Douglas Luiz, bro, forget him. Hjulmand is good, but he's not a Baleba at all. Baleba's more of the tackler, the guy that wins the ball back, the guy that covers the ground. He's more of the physical DM. Hjulmand is more like the ball playing DM. So it's like it's not a like for at all. And sure, I mean, he's a decent player, but I'll be honest, bro, if we get him, we might improve a little bit on the ball, but our physical levels don't improve, and our dual winning numbers are probably not going to improve like that. So sure, good player, but you still need a Baleba. You still need a Baleba profile. No, I'd rather get a Baleba profile to play next to Bruno or Man Utd than to get a Hjulmand. Hjulmand and Bruno, I'm not going to lie, I don't think that's going to work.
Who said it?
That's from Simon Stone, who's very credible at United. I look at it this way: if you actually look at his pass completion and his progressive passes, 96th percentile,
he's good on the ball, yeah,
across Europe. But I look at it this way, and this is where I think I want Man United fans to keep their feet on the ground. Just my message: do what you want, but this is my message. Liverpool built their squad so brilliantly under Klopp because when they found a target and they believed they would get them, if they didn't get the player in that window they wanted, they didn't buy a worse version. They went, well, we'll pivot to another type of midfielder or another type of player that we also need in terms of rebuilding this squad, and we'll get that number. And I prefer that. So for me, if, for instance, in 2 years' time, our midfield was Mainu, Baleba, Hjulmand, and say Wharton, say that was the four man we had in our midfield, I like that because you've got a great combination and diversity in midfielder. If you look at Chelsea's midfield, again, such great diversity in play. It's not all the same one, but I would much rather pivot to another top target that does a different job than buy a worse version of Baleba. That makes more like when we went for Casemiro. I didn't mind going to Casemiro from Frankie de Jong, but people always go, "Oh, he was a Frankie de Jong alternative." No, he wasn't. The alternative to Frankie de Jong was Christian Eriksen, who is good on the ball, but he's not as he was like I don't mean it's horribly about Eriksen as a central midfield player. He is a B-Tech version of what Frankie de Jong can do in a deeper lying role. That was our mistake. If you would have got Casemiro and then the following summer added Frankie de Jong or a player of that level, that as a combination could have worked very, very well together. But we didn't do that.
You just reminded me about that de Jong saga. That was another boring one as well, man.
That was just annoying because that was one of the weirdest ones ever. Barcelona kept on accepting our bids, but the player just kept on saying, well, unless someone pays me the £17 million I'm owed in deferred wages, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Right. We shouldn't have had to have paid that. And Barca were like, well, we're in debt. We need to save money. It was so horrible. If Barca would have paid him off, we'd have got him. Like, he would have come because they didn't want him anymore. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't happen. But yeah, listen, viewers, give us your thoughts on that.
You know what's funny, by the way?
Go on.
Oland actually replaced Ugarte in Sporting. So if he gets replaced by him again, brother, I don't know, bro. Just don't ever pick up the phone when Ruben Amorim calls you again, because that's twice he replaced you by the same man.
Boy, you might miss out the trick on Asugo. You know, Asugo was right there at Sporting as well, but he's at the mighty Chelsea now.
There's still another player we can get, the DM from Sevilla, Agumo. Because he's more of a Baleba than this guy. Why are you laughing like that?
That just sounds like some made-up name, lad. Agumo. Who the fuck is Agumo?
So it's made-up name when I say it, but you sit there on Y Scout telling all these players and we're supposed to listen to you. Come on, what are we doing here?
Esugo exists. We've seen him. Agumo?
He existed 6 months ago. You didn't know him before that. No, on the real though, he's a French midfielder. He plays in There it is. That's KJ, by the way. No, he plays for Sevilla. He's French midfielder.
I don't know what his name.
He's a Baleba profile. What?
Baleba, yeah. It's telling me some silicon. It's telling me Agumo is silicon.
But yeah, but you know, you to remind me of. Do you remember in I think it was Infinity. Do you remember in Infinity War when it was like, where is Gamora? Who is Gamora? And then
yeah.
It's a bit like that. Now he's KJ loves this guy. KJ, listen, if he weren't married, I think he'd be chasing him. Like he won't stop talking about him. It's like an infatuation.
I'm just saying he's actually a Baleba alternative. Like he's a better Baleba alternative than getting a complete different profile. I don't mind Hjulmand. It's just not what we need right now. Like we need ball players, but we need a physical midfielder to cover that man of space that midfield is going to be leaving. You need like if you need a bodyguard next to what's his name, Mainu, you don't go and get a Hjulmand because that midfield doesn't really work out. You need someone who's a little bit more physical.
When you ever watch Sevilla, KJ?
Huh?
I know KJ because he can hear us. He's in the back. He just put that comment up. He just put that comment up on the screen, bro. So this guy used to play for Inter as well, yeah. He's Cameroonian.
Yeah. He
Cameroonian players. You trying to get on the phone to Onana?
Bro, listen, our biggest opponent this season is going to be AFCON, bro, because we can't defeat AFCON.
Yeah. He's 6'3".
Yeah, no, I hear you.
See, so he exists. Now go on Y Scout after this show and educate yourself.
This will say, what's your guys' opinion on some outland? What?
Some that are saying Arteta's job is under no script.
Is under no scripting.
It probably means like
under no pressure.
Under no pressure. I mean,
and then also, what's your opinion on Tony Adams and Odegaard? What do you not think about that as well? The comments that he made about the captaincy.
I don't think Odegaard's a bad captain. I do think Declan Rice is better.
Yeah, I don't think he said anything wild. Some people are like, oh, how could he say that? He's meant to be, a legend and that. And you're speaking facts.
To be fair, Sir Alex used to strip captains. And I wouldn't say strip, but he usually changed captains all the time, bro. I remember at a time where Giggs and Scholes were in that team. And we had Evra wearing the captain's armband, and Vidic wearing the captain's armband, and Rio wearing the captain's armband, and they all played together. And like that 3, 4, 5 year period, we had so many captains that it didn't even matter who had the armband. But he just used to move it around to depending on who's performing the best, who's in his best years. I swear, when we won the Champions League final, Rio was the captain, and then a couple years after, Vidic just became the captain while Rio was still there. Rio was his partner, and he lost the captaincy to him. And it never just made anything. Like, it wasn't a problem. And then Evra in his last couple of years, he was the captain.
Apparently,
it might sound a little bit harsh, but honestly, I look at Rice as more of a captain than Odegaard anyways. Like, I'll be honest, if I'm on the football pitch right now and I'm on the Arsenal team, like, let's say I'm a player, I'm probably looking at Declan Rice as someone who kind of more leads by example than Odegaard. Odegaard doesn't just seem like a player just outspoken, who's aggressive, who's going to carry his team when it's needed. I look at Rice, he's much more vocal. To be fair, the kid, no matter how much you rate him, he always plays with heart. You can see that. He's always working for 90 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie, he gives me more captain. He looks like he's more captain material than him. Look at Henderson. Henderson was the captain, and he was nowhere near the talent everyone else on his team. There was so many players better than him, but he was the captain because he was vocal. He would help his teammates. He would carry him on. All that stuff. I honestly don't disagree with it. He's probably right.
Yeah, but according to Arteta, they done a vote, and everyone said Odegaard is the best captain for the team. That's what he said.
Hey, sometimes a dictatorship is needed. That's all I'm saying.
Boy, yeah, man. I feel like with Odegaard being the captain, it kind of puts pressure to always start him as well, man. There's times where he ain't got to start the game, but then, like I've said many times, bro, he's the trigger for that press. Like I've seen Chelsea Arsenal in person a couple of times now, and I see how they press off the ball, bro. Odegaard's normally the first guy that's just going. So Arteta, you know what he's like off the ball. He wants control on and off the ball, innit? So Arteta, regardless of
looks like Baleba's off, by the way.
Say that again.
It looks like Baleba's off.
Oh, it looks
Alex
like I was right.
Alex
like
Crook just posted saying Manchester United are ready to accept that Carlos Baleba is not for sale this summer.
Oh yeah, I just didn't see it this year, bro. I did not see it. I've dealt with these,
I think that look, Alex Crook, he does get some things right. He gets some things wrong.
He was actually good.
It might just be it says here, Man United are ready to accept Carlos Baleba. He's not for sale this summer. Previously reported, Brighton owner figure stands at this. What does it actually say? Speaking ahead of the Brighton game, Baleba has arrived. I mean, he hasn't actually said anything though. That's the issue with these types of things. It's like he said that, sort of understands United remain keen to sign him, but unlikely to make a formal approach to Brighton unless they are given encouragement. The Seagulls are open to offers. I mean, but in fairness to Alex Crook, Ben Jacobs, who kind of broke the news, it's like, yeah, we've kind of always known that. Does that make sense? It's United have always said we don't get encouragement, we're not going to offer. It's a headline, and again, he could be right. And I said all along, I was quite confident we would make a bid for this player, but there was always a 30-40% chance this didn't go through this summer. For me, some people would have said that chance was higher, but it's a headline that says United are ready to give up. But all he said is the same thing that they said the first day the link happened, which is United have got to wait for an encouragement before they bid, and they haven't had it yet. Does that make sense? It's almost not anything new. It's just a new headline. I thought it would be some new information, but again, other people are saying something different. Like Graham Bailey earlier on today said United are going to put a club record bid in. So let's see what happens. But Simon Stone's thing's interesting because Simon Stone putting out that the United might pivot to an alternative or a different type of midfield player. Maybe there is a connection in that. But as long as we're adding something to our midfield, let's see what happens there. On the weekend, I don't want to run out of time, gentlemen. On the weekend, obviously, United play Arsenal. How do you see it going, Staffy?
Big game. Kind of weird time to play each other. I don't think either team is ready to go for 90 minutes. Neither team is 100%. Both of them had kind of interesting preseasons. United had a couple good games, a couple shaky games. Arsenal had a bunch of bad games, and then they ended on a good note. But that game against Athletic Bilbao. So yeah, news coming out today that Sesko is in contention to start the game, let alone just play a part of it. Amorim spoke about. He said like, was that?
It was always going to start, man. Let's stop the mind games. He was always going to fucking start.
There's no indication. I mean, there's no reason for me to say that, but him and what's his name, Xerxes, are in contention to start. And I think if he starts one of them, it won't be Xerxes because Xerxes has been a little bit injury prone over the last few months. So, and on the other side, Sesko, the only reason Sesko just was in contention is because we just signed him. In terms of fitness and physical levels, he's 100% ready, and that's what came out today. And with Amorim saying last game that we missed a profile of a 9, like a focal point, but we got that in Sesko, I'm putting 1 and 2 together. I'm just going to assume now, with that being said today, he's going to start. So it's going to be interesting. Sesko, who was supposed to go to Arsenal, now he's at United. And Gyökeres, who a lot of people thought he's going to go to United, now he's starting for Arsenal. Kind of reminds me of the Lukaku and Morata situation years ago. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm hearing a lot of people saying Arsenal are going to turn us over, that are about 3 past us. I've seen much better in-form Arsenal teams come to Old Trafford against worse teams, and they never put 3 past us. I generally can't remember once, outside of that one game that we played them at their home, but at Old Trafford, I can't remember once where they actually scored more than 2 goals. So they're not going to turn us over, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a great game. It might be entertaining a little bit for neutrals, but I don't think it's going to be a great game. I still feel like some fitness levels are low. There's going to be a lack of consistency. I do think there's going to be parts where United dominate the game, more larger parts where Arsenal are going to dominate the game because they have a better midfield. But I'm expecting a 1-1. I'm actually not expecting a lot. United are probably going to start the game with a roar because we're at home and the crowd is going to be loud. We might intimidate them for a little bit. I do think United actually score first, but then I eventually expect Arsenal to get into the game. They do have some depth. They do have a more consistent team. They'll cruise the game a little bit more, and I think they only managed to get it 1-1. That's my prediction.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, man. It's an interesting one because if it's the Arsenal that turns up, that played against Bilbao, playing some nice quick football with Rice, again, not playing advanced, playing more in the pivot. I thought that shape worked really well for them. I think they can do some damage, bro. I think they can create better chances. I think they can look a little bit more balanced in that midfield, right? But if I'm United right now, I think the game plan would probably be to, kind of sit back, soak up that pressure, and then get them on the transition. Because Arsenal, on a transition, bro, they can be got at. They could be got at. Last season, I saw them concede a couple goals like that. In pre-season, I've seen a couple goals like that. If you're looking at Mbuemo, Cunha, Sesko running at you in the transition in all that space, it can get long. It can get long, bro, you know? So that's how I'm kind of looking at it right now, man. United, they've definitely got a chance of winning the game. They just need to be clinical. Because I don't think they're going to get loads and loads of chances, right? But don't go into the game thinking, oh, you know, our midfield shit, we're going to lose. And, you know, because it will go down to the players, man. Believe that you can win the game. It's Old Trafford at the end of the day with new faces in your attack, Staffy. You know, new faces in there, right? So give it a good goal, man. Give it a good goal. But again, I'm interested to see how Arsenal set up. I want to see if they'll play Rice in that pivot for this game, because I thought he actually did quite well in the previous game.
I don't think we're giving him space to play into. That's the thing. So I expect us to defend well. We're going to be focused more on transition. Listen, don't sleep on our transition game. And I'm going to say this season. So remember it from now. Don't sleep on United on the transition this season. We have tools now to go and play in the transition. Remember when I used to argue you, Terry, and like, Garnacho's not really a great counter-attacking player. Like, you guys think he's not that fast, Hoyland, same thing. We do actually have better counter-attacking players right now. Both are playing. So we got Ahmed on one side and we got Doak on one side. Both of them are perfect on the counter. And then now you're going to have in the middle Mbuemo and you're going to have Cunha. I haven't seen anything from Sesko yet, so I'm not going to speak about him. But our transition play is going to be important for us this season. And I've seen a lot of it during the preseason. Sesko coming in is just the biggest unknown right now. It's just so unpredictable. It's unpredictable for us and it's unpredictable for them. So I don't know what part he's going to play. But as long as we keep the spaces tight for them, because I don't think they can play well against low blocks, and then they get frustrated, and all they look for is set pieces and lumping the ball into the box. You don't have Mitrovic playing up there. I'm not worried if they play long ball for Gyökeres. I'm not really that worried because that's not his game, and I don't care that he scored a header last game. No one told you guys that he's never going to score a header again. We just said that he's not a prolific header of the ball. That's not his game. If we limit that and we don't give him the spaces to play into, which I think we will, I'm really not that worried. We have height in this team now. We have a 6'5" striker who's going to be in the box whenever they get desperate and they try to play all these corners from Rice again, all these set pieces. We got height now. We got Aiden Heaven who's ready. We got Lenny Yoro who's heavy. We have enough height in this team. I'm not really worried that much this time versus last time. Last time we played them, they cooked us on set pieces. So I'm not really that worried this time. So we're going to be good on them.
What I'll say, every time I watch United, they seem to always fucking score a corner, right? Arsenal, they don't defend set pieces well. They don't defend corners well. They know how to attack them, and I feel like a lot of teams now have actually found a way to stop them. They're not scoring as many as what they were before, right? But in terms of United on the set pieces, that's actually an area where I'll be looking at it and saying, yo, we can score against these guys. They're not good at defending corners, man. And United are quite good in the air. Is Maguire fit? Is he back?
Maguire, but he's not going to play.
Yeah, Maguire's fit.
Yoro's quite good in the air.
Yoro's going to play on the right. Heaven is going to play on the left, and De Ligt is going to play in the middle. So all three of them are good in the air.
They're all good in the air, exactly, bro. So that's another area I'll be looking at as well. Because again, they're set pieces, bro. They don't know how to defend it, man.
Yeah, do you know? For me, I haven't changed my mind for about 2 weeks now. I did a little bit. I got a little nervous. I got a little bit nervous this weekend. Sorry, I got a little bit nervous last weekend. We were okay. They looked really good, but I'm going with it. Man United winning 2-1. And I'm not writing Arsenal off in the sense of they're going to be crap. It's going to be easy. We're going to batter them. I'm not talking like that. I mean, I just don't see it being that game. It'll be close. Both teams will be in it. I agree with a lot of what Staffy said. There'll be periods. I think United will start the better. I think we'll end the better. I'm just going with 2-1. It's just a prediction. I think it'll be a close game. And I think Benjamin Sesko gets the winner. The reason, by the way, it's either going to go that way or the other way where Gyökeres gets it. There's something about this fixture that I felt has been so scripted all along. I believe the Premier League purposely made it the first game because they know that Amorim and Arteta are the most under pressure managers sitting within the big six, the top six clubs. It can't be Thomas Frank under pressure. Maresca's just won the World Championships, so it's not him. It's never Pep. It can't be Slot because he's champion. It's those two. There's so many storylines surrounding this. The only thing I'm shocked about is that it's not on tonight. That was the only thing, and that's probably because they want maximum numbers on a Sunday afternoon tuning in. It being the first game was the only element of my prediction that was wrong. I knew that it would be one of us first. or one of us would be given like a potential banana skin game, and it's that. But I'm just backing my team. And I mean, with no disrespect to Arsenal, I still think Arsenal are going to have an excellent season, which we'll get into in a minute. But I just think at home, first game of the season, the atmosphere, the new front line, I think United get it. I
just want them to know that it's not that they're unplayable. That's the thing that's pissed me off about Arsenal. They're talking about their team that they're like, the City Pool era where everyone, let's be honest, we all just knew that going to them or playing them, that's just like an automatic L. If you get a result, it just means you're amazing. But you're not that level. Like that's the part that just pisses me off. They actually think they're that guy, but you're really not. Like, you're a good team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they're not. I still have you in the top 3 minimum. But don't think that you're unplayable. Like, there's a reason why you drew 14 games last season. I don't even know how many losses, but 14 games. It's not like you're untouchable. I'm looking at some of the things in your pitch. Yes, there's good areas in your pitch, and there's areas where I'm like, I'm not really worried. Like, you have Medawakid playing down the left. I'm not worried. I watched this guy 3 times this summer, 2 times, whatever it was. The guy just has nothing. Playing on the right, let him go into the left. So yeah, he might have a couple moments where he gets past his defender. I know there's no end product. There's no end product for them. There you go. You go in again in another season where you don't have balance on your left-hand side. So it's. I'm not saying it's easy to play against you, but it's not that difficult to play against you. You guys think you can go in and roll over any team? I'm sorry, you don't. You don't. You struggle to win games. You have to. So many times you have to resort to set pieces to get goals. And if people shut that down, you don't win. That is not an unplayable team. You are a very playable team. Are you the favorites? Yes, I think Arsenal are still the favorites, even though they're coming to us because I rate them more, and I think they're a better quality team. You are not unplayable. Don't think you're unplayable. You will lose a lot of games this season because you're not him. You're not that team. You need to know that. You're not the City Pool era. You're just a good team, and that's it. Just know you're a good team. Nothing more, nothing less.
I love that. I love that, man. I hope they
win, by the way, because people are going to try to clip me if we lose. They could possibly win. I'm not saying that they won't win. I predicted 1-1 for a reason, but just don't think that you're unplayable. You're not that guy yet.
Now I hear it, man. United have a chance of winning, 100%, bro. If you didn't have this attack that you've got now, I would have said nah. You know what I mean? But this time around, I rate the attackers that you've got. These guys put up numbers, bro. So it's going to be a different United team that they're facing now.
Yeah, I think we can do it. This idea, yeah. I mean, end of the day, we were terrible last season, and it was 2 set-piece goals away from home, and they got and the David Ray a bit of magic at the end of the game. While we didn't beat them last year at home, and I think we're going to be better than we were last season. I also think Arsenal were going to be better than they were last season, but I'm just going to go for a Man United win. It's, what I find is predicting your team to beat another one. And I know what it is. I feel sorry for some Gooners because everyone just always tries to shit on their club. And it's like, we'll beat you. Why? Because you're shit and we're so much better. It's not what's being said here. I'm not saying I'm not doing a Hussam, 0 chance to win, 0 probability, absolutely no chance. I'm not talking like that. You guys could win. There's a world where you could win by a good few goals as well. You could blow us away. That could happen. There's a possibility of that. I'm just predicting Man United to win. Let's do a few super chats here. First one says the current Arsenal squad just voted on their captain. To the man, they all voted for one person with secret insight to you have that they don't, is what Yok9 says here about Odegaard captaincy thing. Well, we have no secret insight. I mean, is the actual answer. We have no secret insight to it. It's just an opinion. Now, the players obviously like him, which is fair. The players rate him. The players want him as the captain, which, again, you could argue should stand up above everything else. Staffy, are you worried for KJ? Terry's out to get him. It's the weirdest comment.
What the hell are you doing to KJ?
What the hell is he? What the hell is that in the back as well? What is that? Is that like a hole? That looks
What's going on? I'm right here. I'm still standing.
Yeah.
What's Terry doing to you? And why are they expecting me to defend you? What am I meant to do?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Weird, man. Ronnie Terry, Don, and Big Perm are the best.
Ronan, I did not perm my hair.
Big up, man.
My natural hair.
Don, from a Liverpool fan, massive respect to Chelsea. Obviously, that's after what they did for the Jota situation.
No, hold on. Go back a little bit. I need to know what that thing is. Though. Big yourself up for that. But what is that in the picture?
Go back. Bro, it looks like a kangaroo or something. Like
the last super chat.
I've got rid of it. I've got rid of it. Sorry, I already got rid of it. Eze might as well stay at Palace than Spurs. Let's not do that. I know they won last year. Let's not do that. Pre-season notes. One, Salah is isolated with Wirtz. Was the opposite last year. Add Isak as well is a bad move. Two, Ahmad doesn't pass because as a wing back, he tries too much when he gets the ball. Mbumo won't be happy. Oh,
it's not true. Too many times Ahmad was isolated until Mbumo actually came into the team and he started linking him up.
Yeah, the link up play is going to be nice this year, man. On that,
all right, is going to be good, yeah.
On that, yeah, it will be. What's your predictions for the Premier League, Don? Who's winning it? Who's finishing in the European positions? What are you saying?
Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City.
In that order?
Yeah.
You're finishing above Arsenal?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. He said it now. It's taken 8 weeks, but he said it.
Yeah, I think the thing that concerns me right now about our team is obviously the whole Cole situation right now. That's annoying. You know, Moretz has come out today talking about he wants a centre-back. He needs a centre-back in the team. I want to see what we do on that side, man, because Badiashile on his day is amazing. But, again, the guy, he can have a howler as well. There's no in between with him. He's either really good or really shit. And he's injury prone as well. And then you're looking at likes of Chalobah on that side. You're looking at, you know, Anselmino. These guys aren't left-footed. You know, even Josh Achimpong as well. I like him, but I can still see the youth in him at certain times. And he's not a left centre-back either. So that's the main thing that concerns me. But when I'm looking at our attack, Terry, and I'm looking at our midfield, you know, our team as a whole defensively has improved, bro. The structure has improved. So I see us winning more games because I see more goals in the team. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm kind of looking at things, man. I think there'll be a lot more games this time around where we're winning them. We might concede, you know, at the back or whatever, cool. But I think we'll probably get over the line because of our attack. That's how I'm looking at the season. And again, in terms of our creativity, Palmer, Enzo, Esteval, bro, Gittins, we've just got a lot of things going on in that attack. And our depth as well, like I've said, is really good, bro. For me, it's still the best in the league in terms of our depth. You know, you're bringing off Caicedo, you're bringing on Asugo. You're bringing off Enzo, you're bringing on Santos. You're bringing off João Pedro, you're bringing on Delat. On the right, you're bringing off João Pedro, you're bringing on Esteval. You know, on the left right now, you've got obviously Gittins that's there, but Garnacho is another one I think will be good off the bench. Xavi Simons is another option that can play on that side. Palmer can even play on that side, and then you overlap someone. You're bringing off Cucurella, you're bringing on Hato. You're bringing on Reece James, you're bringing off Reece James, you're bringing on Gusto. Yeah, so I'm looking at our depth. It's a well-stacked bench. Our bench right now is amazing. Is amazing, bro. So yeah, that's how I'm kind of looking at things, man. I think that'll be the.
Why have you got City in fourth out of interest? What is it about City where then, you know, because that suggests not really in the title race, below Arsenal, a team you don't really rate. Why fourth?
I think with City, for me, what scares me as a City fan, if I was a City fan right now, it's their fullbacks, number one. I think Nori going forward would be really good for them to create chances and potentially score goals as well. Defensively, I don't rate him. Nunes is still their right back right now. Their depth with their centre backs, bro. John Stones and Ake are injury prone, right? And Diaz and Guardiola, they're good, but Diaz, I've kind of seen a little drop off in his performances. I can't lie. I think they're a good pairing, but I'm looking at their depth. It's a bit shit. Rodri right now, apparently he's not going to be ready till like September times, and we saw how much of a big miss he was last season. I think offensively they've improved in terms of Cherky, creativity. Reinders, another one that can add a bit of creativity. If they bring in Rodrigo, that's improving their attack. But I just look at their defense, man. They don't defend as well as Chelsea right now, as well as Arsenal, Liverpool, and it shows, bro. Last season they conceded more goals than all of us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at their defense as the weakest part of their team. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at Man City, man. I think they'll probably finish either third or fourth. It's a flip between those two positions. I don't think they win the league this year. I'll be real. Obviously, I'll change my take if they make more defensive signings towards the end of the window and I rate them. But I don't really see them winning the league this year. I'll be real.
How about yourself, Staffy? What's your prediction for winners, top four, etc.?
I still have Liverpool winning it. Even though I have a little bit of concerns about their center back, sorry. But I still think they have enough quality, obviously, go and win this. It's more of like what happens below that. I just struggle to rate Arsenal as high as some people do. I think between City and Chelsea, they're the least fluid team. I just watched them and I compare them to what I've seen from City and what I've seen from Chelsea. Yes, City has defensive issues, but I look at Chelsea. Chelsea is way more balanced than them. And I'm honestly, I'm brave enough to say that I think they'll finish second. City, the only reason I'm going to have them below Arsenal is because I just don't rate their backline. I think their backline is horrible. They have an issue with their goalkeeper. They might get Donnarumma. Just the backline and the goalkeeper, there's too many concerns. There are too many questions. Going forward in the midfield, yeah, that's going to be good. Obviously going to be question marks on how they replace KDB. Because, yes, he didn't have his best year last season because he was injured. But still, I mean, he's been arguably their best player over the last decade. So it's still going to take a lot of replacing to do what he used to do on that pitch. But the biggest comparison right now for me is between Chelsea and Arsenal. I've watched Chelsea enough on the TV and in person to see that they're way more balanced, way more fluid. They added depth up front. They actually added strikers that kind of fit what they're trying to do as well, where I still have question marks on how Arteta's going to use Gyökeres. That's not a question on Gyökeres' talent. It's more on the manager using him. And I just don't think he added the depth around him in terms of creativity that's going to get the best out of him. So I have question marks. I'm not just going to put them in second again because they finished second in the last 3 years. That's not how football works. If that was the case, that means we're all just going to finish where we finished last season. But that's not what happens. I think I look at Chelsea and they strike me more as a team that could finish higher in the table than Arsenal. I think Arsenal actually are most likely to drop than to improve this season. I don't see them going first, but I do see them actually dropping the third in that case. But yeah, we'll see. My top four is Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and then City.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. I think Arsenal have improved in terms of bringing in a striker. But when I'm looking at the level of improvement in their attack in comparison to ours, I'm sorry, bro. I was watching my team creating so many chances. Now you see Chelsea just keep winning because we're actually finishing our chances now. And that's what I think the theme of our season will be. I think we've actually got enough players now. Like I said to you last week, Terry, bro, look at the ball strikers in our team. The amount of guys that can just strike the ball. You know what I mean? There's GA everywhere in this team. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm kind of looking at it. I think we're going to create more chances than them again. But this time around, I think we're going to finish our chances.
I hear that. This year says a question for Don. Can Chelsea win the league with Sanchez in goal?
Bro, it's more than just Sanchez, man. I don't think we can win the league with the centre-back pairing that we've got. If we had Van Dijk and Konate right now, or Saliba and Gabriel, even with Sanchez in goal, I would say yes. But I'm just looking at our centre-back pairing right now. You know, for Fofana, I don't even know if he's going to start the weekend. And if you're starting Chalobah and Tosin as the centre-backs, I don't trust that pairing to win the league. You know what I'm saying? But we could win the league with Sanchez in goal. You just got to have more skill in front of it. That's how I'm kind of looking at it.
I get that. Interesting quote just come out from Mikel Arteta. I'll read it to you. He says that if you keep digging, one day the gold is going to be there. All the time, it is what I have been taught my whole life. For the last 3 seasons, we have more points than anyone else in the league. Is that him suggesting they're gonna go for it? Where have you both got Man United finishing? I'll go to Staffy.
No, apparently that statement was a lie.
Oh,
finished with less points to City.
Arsenal stuff has just shared it with a video. Let me listen to what it says. I'm listening. He definitely said it.
My bad.
Whoever says it's fake is a liar. I mean, I don't know why you would lie about that.
No, that is fake. It's incorrect. They had less points than City over that period.
Oh, if you add the 3 seasons up together.
Yeah. He actually got what's it called? The community note. He got community noted.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah, where have you, Staffy, where have you got Manchester United finishing?
Again, now that it looks like Baleba won't happen. I don't know. I actually don't know. The Baleba is just so critical. Which reminds me, by the way, absolute Hall of Shame performance the other day from the Arab brothers, Mo and Hussam on Straight Facts, saying United are fixed if they get Baleba. I mean, bro, listen, I don't know. Is there a language barrier or what was it? Like, to say fixed and say fixing, they're two different things. Fixed, it means the job is done. To say it is a good signing while United are fixing their team, yeah, I agree with that. United are nowhere near fixed with one signing. There's no one side. You could drop Lionel Messi in his prime in this team right now, and I'll tell you we're not fixed. Because there's so much that still needs to be done with the team. That's how bad sometimes this team plays, and some of our positions are so bad. But Baleba now not coming to United. I mean, if he doesn't come to United, it's very hard for me to put them where people want me to put them. I think we have a bad midfield, and just I don't rate teams highly when they don't have a good midfield. I think the main thing for a good team, no matter how good you are, and I'm not just talking about winning the league. Good teams in general just have good midfields. I rarely ever see a team with a bad midfield that I don't rate our midfield. I'll be honest, and I just put them high. I can't put them in fifth. Are they in the conversation? Yes, but I wouldn't be surprised if United finish anywhere between fifth to like eighth. I don't think we're that bad. Like, we're not going to be as bad as last season, but I don't think we're going to be as good as people think. People think we're undisputed now to be the fifth best team in the league, and I don't agree with that. There's so many other teams that, even Newcastle, yes, they might lose Isak, but come on, they still have a very good team. They've been playing good football for 2 to 3 seasons right now. They've had a lot more consistency where we still haven't figured our shape and our identity and our form. So I can't just dismiss 10 Premier League teams that finished ahead of us last season and take us from 15th to 5th. I'm just not that ignorant. So you're not going to be somewhere there, but I got to still Don's line here and say I'll make a decision when the window's closed. Like, it really is that impactful, whoever we sign in that midfield.
Oh, we're doing another prediction come the end of the window.
No, of course we'll reassess it as well, because it as you say, mate, if we sign 0 other players, our mindset will be different to if we went and got. If we end up landing Donnarumma and Baleba, just throwing it out there as an example, everyone's minds are going to change. But right now, with the squad United have got, what are you saying, Don?
I actually predicted this the other day. Did I put you lot ahead of Spurs, bruv? I think I did, you know. I think it'll be between 5th and 6th. I don't think I put Spurs in my top 6. I'll probably say 6th, man. I think 5th is their higher ceiling, but then you need to be, I'm talking Amorim has to be switched on. Your midfield has to be, you know, patched up a little bit. You have to be outscoring teams. I think that's probably the highest ceiling you can get to. I'll probably say 6th. Oh, Unstein Bomber, they're saying, yeah? The chat's going crazy, Terry.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Man United not planning to proceed with Carlos Baleba move.
Yes.
Summer. Indirect plus direct contact between clubs, but Brighton clear not for sale, and level of fee to consider the deal too high. A 21-year-old midfielder keen on Man United, but not unhappy at Brighton. That's gutting, man. That is gutting.
Voila. Thank you very much. Yeah. Voila. You know what I'm saying? I'm even going to have a glass of wine after, blood. You know what I mean? Why not? You can get no Baleba. If you're going to get him this year, bro. I told you, man. Did I tell you about him? I told you, you're not getting him this summer, bro. Yeah? Firm it. You're going to go get Agumwe, whatever my man's name, bro. Hey, don't kill me. Hey, this is too funny, because all I've been hearing is, yeah, we've got a chance. Staffy was even telling me, let's put money on it. I should have put money on it, bro. I told you you're not getting him. All right, this is lovely.
Gutted.
This is lovely, people. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, your faces right now. Oh, my gosh. This hits like crack. This hits like crack, boys. Yeah? Hey, this is amazing.
Gutted we're not going to get him this summer, man. But yeah, I really thought there was a better chance than that. But I always maintained it, man. And look, it's, you know, I put out the energy. Come on now, all the belief stuff for a little bit of fun. I am genuinely gutted. Genuinely gutted. It ain't happening, man.
I'm telling you, bro. I honestly think, like I told you weeks back when it first came out, I honestly think you lot just kind of put the news out there to kind of just entice people. Like, yeah, we're working in the back, but realistically, it was never going to happen, man. Hey, what a way to finish off the show, people. Hey, Bloom took your voice. Bloom took your voice,
Staffy, get your heads up, man, immediately. Immediately. Don't let this fool in the cap, the prat in the hat. Don't let my guy here get you down and laugh at you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, this dumb guy. Allow this dumb guy, man. Just get your head up, man. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I'm just listen. I'm more reading the story than anything else. Just gutted, man. Just gutted because I wanted it to happen. I obviously wanted the team to improve and wanted to get that player. Really thought there was a chance, and it obviously hasn't happened, which is gutting.
Yeah, listen. We all understood. I think we all understood what was happening here. We all knew there was a chance it wouldn't happen, you know? So for me, I can't be mad. Like I said, when this first one came out, I don't think we do it. So now I can't be rolling around and wallowing in self-pity, because at the end of the day, at least we were exploring. If this helps us next season, next summer, to get him above everyone else, then we'll look at this time and be like, you know what? It was worth it. It's going to be harder next summer. It will be harder next summer because you're going to have Arsenal, you're going to have Liverpool, you're going to have big clubs looking at
it. I think Man City will come in for
Man City as well. Like, so there'll be a lot of big clubs looking to get him. So we have to try and get our foot through the door somehow. So if we do it now and the next summer makes it a lot easier, then we look back at this and be like, fair enough. But
yeah, man. Who do you want now? You want a Agumu as well, yeah?
Agumu, bruv. Agumu. And yes, I do want Agumu. He's a good alternative to Baleba, you know? There's someone that Arsenal looking at replace, huh?
Do you think you'll sign another midfielder?
Yeah, we will. We'll sign another midfielder. Who it is, I don't know. It might be Hjulmand, which I'm not really a huge fan of. Like, he's a good player. But overall, we will sign another midfielder. It won't be a Wharton because he's also too expensive. I hope it's Agumu. I would love Hackney. I would love some other midfielders. We'll get one at least, and we'll see where we'll go from there. Because at the end of the day, that's what we need. This team needs a goalkeeper, and it needs a midfielder.
Staffy, come back, man.
Look at this team.
Yeah, come back, bro. When the new Spurs bro, I was telling me how much you want to bet on that. I don't know why I did bet with you, bro. You would have been down at least £100 right now.
I would never put a bet on it, even though I really thought. And I'll hold the L from an opinion perspective. Like, I thought we would have put the bid in. At the same time, there was always that thing that I said, like, maybe the hard no has happened. As in, if we've put in some inquiries through intermediaries, we've had direct club-to-club talks, that has been well documented. If we've had those talks and they've just said, we're giving you no indication, if we've thrown in some sort of bids in the sense of would this work, would that work, everything's been hit with a hard no and no counters, we were always told we'd walk away. That's clearly happened, but it's just gutting. Like, again, I do get your point, KJ. Like, this pivot to someone else now, that Simon Stones news is very interesting. As soon as I saw that, I felt something was coming because Simon Stones putting that out was a little bit random. But yeah, it says Man United made official and formal contact with Brighton today for Carlos Baleba. Clear answer from Brighton. No intention to sell, not even indicating a price for the summer. United now expected to turn attention to different targets, which, look, that's the gutting bit. Let's see who we turn to. Let's see what those players are like. I think it's important to factor in that element. Like, who are we then going to turn to? Who are we then going to go to? But yeah, like, gutted, because I love Carlos Baleba. It's the dream move. But at the same time, if they're not going to sell him, if he isn't available, if they're not going to budget any price, then what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Think it this way: before the Baleba news came out, most Man United fans were happy with the direction we're going in. So just because we don't get it done now, we shouldn't be switching and be like, the summer's a failure now because we couldn't get £100 million plus pound midfielder, which we knew was going to be hard to do. It's not like it's not like it was like a easy deal to do. It's not like, he had a release clause of 50 million and we haven't been able to do it. But guys, it's 100 to 120 million potentially £1,000,000 here. Like, it is what it is. So yeah, let Don laugh a little bit, have his little like his Michael Jackson and that he and that. You know what I'm saying? But It's all good, man. I'm still in good spirits, man. It is what it is. I'm looking.
Yeah, look, and I will say this as well. I am glad. I was tweeting this now. I'm gutted we're not getting Baleba, but because he's perfect for us. But I am glad that we're not going to waste the next 3 weeks chasing what is a lost cause this summer. That would be the worst thing to do. Keep chasing, and still get a no. At least now you've got sort of two weeks really. The last 2 weeks of the window to pivot to somebody else and try and get it done. You know, Ben Jacobs was very, very clear that, you know, United will be back in for him again in the summer. You know, we've still got a chance of landing him, but yeah, gutted, man. Gutted. Especially as the player agreed to the terms, or the terms wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, man, gutted.
I'm saying Brighton are they're so difficult to negotiate with, man. I think you could have, if you came in earlier, this could have potentially happened. But yeah,
we had priorities, isn't it? Like,
yeah, we had other priorities, but also this only came out last Thursday, but it was reported by The Athletic this week. These conversations have been going on for weeks. This wasn't just, it only became public last week, but it was been going on for about 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, as I say, genuinely gutted. I can't say any more than that, but yeah.
Mariden told me to hold that when I was on here saying I don't think it will happen anyway. There's nothing for me to hold. I was chilled, man. I was calm with the situation. You know what I'm saying? Staffy, you look like something bad has actually happened to you, bro. Like,
bro. Well, bro, just take me off the screen, man. Can we end the? Can we just end the stream here?
Hey, I'm sorry.
I've got to do some super chats now. Sorry. This here says, so now what? Mid getting run through. Well, look, this is what I would say, Owen. As gutted as I am, the reports are we're going to pivot to somebody else. So again, if you're going to read the reports and be upset, you should at least read what it is they're saying. Baleba to Chelsea 26-27. Look, the one thing I will say, I don't think Chelsea will be getting him, not with what they've already got in midfield. They might do. He might play, but we'll see. Why are you all so down? We aren't going to get them this summer. He'll cost over 100 million. That's why I never believe the leaks this summer. But it's not even about that. This is the problem. It's not about the price. What has not been said, I know that Ornstein here has said the fee, it goes, the level of fee to consider the deal too high. That's because the money that we've put in that we'd be willing to pay, they've said no to. They've said no to everything we've said. The fact they're not giving us an indicator of how high it would go, there is a point where you go, well, we're not going to drop 150 on him. We're not going to drop 160 on him. That would then be ridiculous, because even if he's brilliant like Caicedo is for Chelsea, that's still too much money when you're not as flush for cash that we are. So it's not about believing the leaks. The leaks didn't say it was definitely going to happen. Well, some did, on the continent, but nobody was out here 100% believing those. Not as far as I can. Condolences is what Ronan says here. This is what's going to happen to United versus in the Arsenal game. United will surrender possession to Arsenal. Arsenal will play mostly to the right, put a lot of crosses in. United will counter, expose Skelly's position, and win 3-1. I hope so. I hope the scoreline's right. Staffy, hold that. Brighton sell on their terms. I mean, no one said they don't. Like, to be fair, like, no one was like, this is Brighton, we'll piss all over him. No one said that. So now 15 again with no Baleba is what AMT says.
Oh yeah, you do. Where are we getting now, Terry? Because you did say if we do or don't get Baleba,
we've got to wait. I'll still reassess. I'll be releasing mine. Mine's coming out on my own personal channel a little bit later this evening. My predictions, but mine hasn't changed because we haven't got him yet. But we'll see what happens with that moving forward. I've been waiting for ages for the big bomber about Baleba, the big update bomb, and it's not the one we wanted, man. If Palmer ticks, then Chelsea ticks. Best attacking midfielder in the league.
You know what? I'm seeing a lot of people saying he's going to get player of the year. You know,
he could.
I've seen a lot of people saying it.
He could. Timo Cherky and hairline killer Don LeBron James undefeated in bad takes.
Headline killer.
Wait.
This guy was in my channel yesterday, super chatting. Yeah, I have bad takes, by the way.
Wait, Staffy's Timu Cherky. That's funny.
If I say headline killer, both my headline is calm, bro. What are you talking about?
Headline's all right. Another update from David Ornstein on this deal, though. He has just said that Baleba is willing to keep pushing for the United move, even if it means waiting until next a later date. So Baleba still wants this move. Baleba is still pushing for this move. And that is the one thing that Jacob said all along, is that United might just get the deal done for next summer now with the player, get that all lined up, and then negotiate with them next year. Again, it's not I want him now. At the same time, I'm still happy if we get him in the longer run. Do you know what I mean? So, as we all know, Arsenal have problems they can never address for some reason. Every team improved beside them. You'll all still finish below Arsenal, is what Abraham says here. This is a little disingenuous. So the last time United beat Arsenal in the league was 2022. Yeah, but that was 2 seasons ago because we played you at home in the 22 part of the 22-23 season. So it was 2 if you don't include this campaign, it was 2 campaigns ago, and then we drew Ruby last time. So in the last time they beat us at Old Trafford, I think was season before last. They beat us 1-0 towards the end of the season. We drew last year, so it's 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss in the last 3 games there. But it's Chelsea aren't used to playing twice a week. Fair challenge.
Well, the first team ain't, that's for sure. But
people keep saying this, but then they never want to talk about the squad depth that we have.
Yeah, you guys will be fine, man. You guys are
That's what I'm saying.
For all comps. Don, can you talk to your fan base? People like David and them man there. You man are setting yourselves up to win the league. But yeah, they're trying to tell me, but the process means that we're not going to challenge and they don't mind not challenging. No,
that's David.
David is a coward. He can see what they're doing. Joe, chat to him, man.
I mean, listen,
you guys are good.
I've spoken to him many times, but David's just scared to. He's not going to start talking of chess until he sees it happen. That's the thing. During the season, he'll probably change his take, but he's a little bit more like, I'm scared, but I'm not like that. Even last year, we could have pushed for the league, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just honestly, bro. When I'm looking at our team, it's just the centre backs, man. That's like the main weakest part. Like Sanchez, we can get an upgrade on him, of course, 100%. But I think if we had a better pairing in front of him, I would look at the team a lot differently. But I'll be even more. I'll probably even say Chelsea can win the league. You give me Van Dijk and Konate right now, bro. I'll say Chelsea winning the league, bro. Or Saliba and Gabriel.
We'll give you Maguire. How about that?
Oh, mate. We don't play free at the back, geezer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't should
wait. What do you mean you don't play free at the back? You attacking 3-5-2?
Well, 3-2-2 sometimes. It depends, innit? We're building a 3 at times, but yeah, you know what I mean, man.
You know what I mean. Perfect for Maguire.
This here says, when was the last time Arsenal won at Anfield in the league? Arsenal Bottle FC. Don, what's your hot take for the season?
I said, did I not say Sunderland will stay up? And I think they'll stay up comfortably as well.
Yeah, that's a good.
They're looking at Mukiele as well. That Mukiele guy from he's on loan at Leverkusen right now. I think he plays for PSG.
He was on loan last season to Leverkusen. He's gone back to PSG and looks
I've never watched him, but I can't lie. He's good for me on FIFA though.
He's one of those players that for some reason always gets a good card no matter where he goes, and he's like, but how is he this good if he's always transferring club, going out on loan and stuff? But
he's tall, tall, fast. I'm just looking at the attributes I see on FIFA. I've never watched him, so I'm gonna keep a close eye on him anyway because Gio's gone there, isn't it?
Yeah, I've added him to my FPL. He better get games done. He better be as good as you, man. Try to gas him up to be. When my man was getting goals against no FC and that. Oh, Giyu. When he was injured, we're missing Giyu. If this brother don't cook, I'm coming for you, Dan.
He's got to play. He's got to play, man. That's it.
Josh here says, I think Chelsea are going to benefit from strikers. No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm more wary of Chelsea than Liverpool and City. That's from AMT, I think it's an Arsenal fan. This is from Stavros says, says, have these two ever predicted Arsenal to win any game? I swear it's a waste of time.
Yes, you predicted them to beat Real Madrid. That's what I did. I predicted them to beat Real Madrid. Little bitch. Now, this is what I'm saying, bro. Just get me off screen, right? I'm pissed, man. I know he's want to be.
This here says, United fans are still, you guys still believe? Listen, I still think we're going to get him. I still think we will get him next year. It's not ideal. I want him now, but I still think we'll get him. I think we've done the groundwork now, which is great. I'm annoyed. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed that with my theory, and me and Goldbridge actually agreed on this. We don't agree on a lot with United. I felt the fact that we allowed this story to come out. I really thought we really fancied our chances of getting this done. That being said, we've got to wait for more to come out. If they've just said no to everything we've offered, I don't see what more we can do personally. But it's one of them.
I'll be sad next season if we do all of this. And next season, say if we get in there early, we say, okay, Baleba, we're back, and we lose out on him. That's what I'll look like, Staffy.
I hear you, man. Listen, I want to thank every single person who has tuned in to the show today. This is redirecting you to Staffy's channel, so go and support my brother over there. We're back live after Liverpool Bournemouth tonight for the first Premier League match reaction, full fan highlight show of the season. Just Bello, by the way, says, yes, you might not think we won't get Baleba, but if Lavia keeps getting injuries, I wouldn't write it off. Yeah, but you've also just bought that other lad that came on the other day as well from Sporting. So maybe you will, but I don't think you will because of how good he is also. But we'll see. We'll see. Listen, you might be right. They buy a lot of people. Listen, everybody, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we're going to see you all again very, very soon.